It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, a good morning to you out there. Thank you for joining in. And here in South Florida, it is just a gorgeous morning. Looking at the interactive radar, and very little going on. There's some happenings around the Bahamas, somewhere around the Keys down there, but very little happening around the state. A little bit going on north of us. Whatever is happening, it's small amounts. It's not a whole lot going on. Looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. Let's see, the beach report. Let me go to the marine report first. The marine report says that we're going to have winds around 10 knots, gusts to around 20 knots. Seas are going to be around 2 feet. The intercoastal waters will be a light chop. So it's going to be another beautiful day to be out there on a boat if that's what you want to do. Tonight it's going to pick up a little bit. The seas will still be around 2 feet, but we'll have a chop to a light chop. So this morning I have Robert Warner. Robert Warner is with the Florida Fisherman magazine. He's going to help co-host this morning as Pam is out fishing. She's out there doing her thing out there on the Crystal River, I think is where she told me she's going to be this morning. So good morning, Robert. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate it, my friend. Okay, 1 second. What happened? Well, this is what happens when you do. All right, let's try it again. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
It helps if you hit the mute button. It was.
There's a couple tournaments going on over on the West Coast today. That's one of them.
Uh huh.
I think they finished the redfish tournament yesterday. Katie Jo Davis won for redfish and trout.
Wow.
And there's some other stuff going on around out there, but it is an absolutely beautiful day. For those who missed out, I don't know if the full moon was the last couple of days. The mutton snapper bite was incredible.
Oh man.
We were fishing out of Jupiter for the last couple of days. I want to thank the nice folks from Savannah Expert Fishing for getting us out there. Mutton snapper bites on fire.
Wow.
Last week we were down in the Keys fishing out of Key Largo with Against the Grain charters. Same thing. So it is a beautiful day to be out. Get out there on the water.
One of my most favorite things that I used to like to do, go fishing on a full moon when the ocean is it's like a big puddle. It is just unbelievably relaxing.
It is serene and beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Especially like when you have this last night. I don't know about where you're at, but I'm kind of out in the west a little bit, so we do have some degree of light out here, but it's not like being in the city kind of thing. And there were literally shadows. I was walking my dog and noticing that we had shadows on the sidewalk from the moon, from the light from the moon.
The moon, I know.
It was amazing. It was really amazing. It's just I could just imagine being out there on the water. Just gorgeous. Wow. So anything else going on that you're aware of? What about the East Coast?
The East Coast, dolphin bite has been on fire too, pretty much everywhere. All up and down the East Coast, down in the Keys, two Conch charters sent me a picture of an entire cooler full of mahi yesterday. And they're catching them everywhere. Grouper season is open, as we all know, open May 1st. For those who are snook fishing, do it now. It closes June 1st. So, and there's been some great snook being caught. That's all. The fishing's been great. So no matter where you're fishing, from what I've seen on the West Coast and the East Coast and down in the Keys, this is our time of year. From April through July is my favorite time of year to fish, because after that it just gets too hot. But this is the time to be out. From now through the end of July, you can't really go wrong. So
I noticed the tinge when I walked out this morning. Well, actually, a couple of mornings ago. Every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is take my dog out. Well, first thing I do is get dressed. Then I take my dog out for a walk.
That's good. Don't walk the dog naked. That's bad. So.
And then I take my dog out for a walk, and I noticed this week was that I call it the tinge. You open the door and you go, oh man, it's already
Summer's
starting.
coming.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
tell it's coming. So I got to do what you need to do to protect yourself from that heat, because it does get hot pretty quick. So
It does. And for those who don't use them, those long sleeve SPF 50 shirts are a great way if you don't like having sunscreen all over you, which I don't. Long sleeve SPF 50 shirts work just as well, and you don't have to deal with all of that slime all over you and trying to pick things up, and it's bad.
It's getting to my skin. I got to be honest. I'm noticing now as I'm getting older that my skin is like getting really dried out, and I think it's because, again, every morning I go for a walk with my dog, and typically it's an hour. And usually it's right out there in the sunlight. I don't wear any kind of sunblock or anything, but I am noticing it's starting to get to my skin. I've got one of those shirts. I'm gonna have to start wearing that in the morning, and I've got a farmer's tan. My arms are nice and tan, but if you lift my shirt up, it's nice and white.
Yeah, well, I only fish in long sleeve shirts just for that reason, because you're out there in the sun, and I don't like dealing with sunscreen or any of that, so I fish in long sleeve shirts every time I'm out there. So
when you have the right kind, that's the whole thing. And I've got the one like you're mentioning. It wicks the sweat, so as the sweat begins to evaporate, it causes a cooling sensation. So it's an ongoing cycle. So they're pretty comfortable, and they're very light. You can barely even feel it. You have it on. They're very, very light. I think
if you don't like those, Bimini Bay makes the button-up kind like I wear. They're SPF 50s also. They are a little looser.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel quite as confined, but yeah, wear long sleeves. The sun will damage you. There is no question about that.
Yeah, it's done a job on my arms, and I think again most of it is from the last year or so of being out there every morning, walking every morning in the sunlight. Sunlight's good for you, but you got to take care of what it does to your body.
A little bit, and not all day.
So, other than mutton fishing, you've been doing anything else?
Getting ready to work on the magazine. So I got my fishing in before I had to start back to work. So no, I fished down in the Keys, like I said last week. Caught some grouper, some mutton snapper, and went out of Jupiter here a couple of days for some mutton snapper. But other than that, it's time for me to get back to work here tomorrow. Actually. We start on the magazine on the 20th, and it'll be out on June 1st. So.
All right. So I already got another one. So and a lot of information in the last one. I can't think of her name. The young lady on the front cover.
Erica Lynn.
Erica Lynn. I wanted to keep saying Stephanie Lynn. I knew it was Lynn, but I couldn't get the first name. Some really very.
Stephanie's in there too, though. Stephanie's in the magazine every month. So.
Yeah, some very attractive young ladies. But the thing about that I noticed about, they're not afraid of the fish. They literally grab that fish and they do. You know, they put shame to some of the people that I know that go fishing. I'll tell you what, with some of the stuff that they bring up, it is amazing.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I was talking with a woman last night out of the Keys who sent me some pictures for the magazine, and I couldn't help noticing the one picture, she's fighting a shark. The rod's doubled over, and there's this huge man standing in the background, and I said, who's that? She goes, he's a 255-pound linebacker from some football team who handed me the rod because he couldn't deal with the shark. So
here, you take it.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, you'll see women on the pages of the magazine and on the covers. Trust me, most of these ladies can outfish most of the guys you're talking to.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And I think of people like.
And the reason for that is they let the equipment work. It's sort of like golf. If anybody plays golf, if you let the equipment actually do the work, it's a lot easier. Most guys get out there and just try to horse these fish and show off, and the women don't. They just use the rod and the reel to do what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
And makes a huge difference.
It certainly does. I'm thinking of Angelia. She'll be on later in the show. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of her, but I think she may be 100 pounds soaking wet, maybe.
Well, I've met her. She's really tiny. So.
Yeah. And I've got some videos of her pulling in, I think it was an amberjack one time, and a grouper another time, and she is a boss. I'll tell you, she knows how to handle it. She knows how to do it. She lets the equipment do the work, and it's amazing to watch somebody with such a small stature do such a tremendously phenomenal job of bringing these guys up, big boys.
Phenomenal women anglers out there. Melanie Hausch, who's out of Key Largo. I have been on the boat with her many times. I watched her catch a amberjack that was her size.
My goodness.
And Ginger Lee over on the West Coast, and there's just so many. Virginia Salvador. There's so many women out there that are just great anglers. Everybody knows who Rosemary White is. Her son is the gigantic tackle now for the University of Florida. But there's some great women anglers out there, and we're happy to have them in the magazine. They seem to be the ones that respond when we send out the stuff. It's time to get your stuff in for the magazine. The women all respond. I've got a few guys now that are responding, which is good. But for the most part, for a long time, it was only the women that responded. I think they finally shamed the men into responding.
I saw this article. I think it was Friday. I may have even put it on one of the Facebook pages, but there was an article about a lady who was she was arrested, and the reason she was arrested is that she hit her husband with a pot, and the reason that she
fishing too much. Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought to myself, that lady needs to go meet Betty Bowman, so she can learn to go fishing and take him with her. Yeah, yep. She got arrested for throwing a pot at him, hit him in the head with the pot because he was fishing too much.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty funny stuff.
So he needs to get with the program, because there's a lot of ladies out here who like to fish and who can really do a job at fishing. So if you're one of those guys whose better half is not up and up on the fishing part, you can get them educated pretty quick. Have them meet Betty Bowman. She'll take them out and show them how to tie the knot, from everything from tying the knot to baiting the hook to taking a fish off the hook, everything.
Well, it's funny you say that. I mean, the cover of our next issue is the young lady we had on a couple of weeks ago, Nicole Spence, who can do everything from catch them to clean them to cook them, and has opened a 12-unit bed and breakfast in Venice, Louisiana. And I think it's awesome that she's been able to accomplish everything she's been able to do in the fishing world. With all the men out there that are, fishing, this young lady has proved herself to be a great angler, and apparently a great cook. So
wow,
and a smart businesswoman.
How old is she?
Oh, I don't know, but she can't be more than 27, 28.
I was going to say she's in her late 20s. Yeah, phenomenal. That's inspirational. To be in your late 20s, have your own business already know where you're going. My goodness.
Yep.
The way things go in this, so much confusion today between people. We got people who don't know whether they're a man or a woman anymore. So to know all of that at that age, that's great. And be headed in the right direction. You own your own business? Wow. I do remember having her on. She was a very interesting young lady. We'll have her on again.
Yeah, and there'll be a story on her and the story on the bed and breakfast in this magazine that's coming out. So
I think it's amazing she's able to do that all on her own, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was fishing, and she just fished the billfish tournament in Grand Cayman this last few days. So.
Wow. So I'm told that this is sailfish season now, right? Are we in sailfish season, or is that over?
Not really. Sailfish season should have ended, but they're still out there. Sailfish season actually starts in late December and is normally over by this time of year. But due to those last cold fronts that we had some sort of late, not that we had a very cold winter, but cool fronts that came through. It sort of kept them around a while. So they're still out there.
So we
Not
saw
as many as there were in January and February, but they're still out there.
And while I'm thinking about it, I know it's a kind of an unusual last name, Captain something or other out of the Keys, the one that caught the huge swordfish.
Oh, Nick Stanzik.
Stanzik. Yep. Okay. Do you think we can get him on?
I contacted him. He is chartered so often that it's going to be difficult, but we'll try to get some Sunday where he's got 10 minutes to tell us his story. But
yeah, I would.
He's a busy man, so
I can imagine. Now, I did a little bit of checking up on him. From the stories that I read, if you are interested in sword fishing, this is the sword. If there is such a thing as a sword fisher,
he's the swordfish
whisperer.
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
Yeah. This is the guy. He seems to know exactly what to do, and I found the unusual part because maybe I was misguided or misinformed, but I always thought sword fishing was done at night. He does it during the day, so obviously he knows something that the other people don't know. Because I had an avid friend of mine, an avid fisherman who was a very close friend of mine many years ago, who had a personal friend of his down in Key Largo. He kept his yacht at Bud and Mary's. And they would do hero or zero. They would go out for something specific. They would go out for a shark. That's all they would fish for. They would catch what was necessary to bait for the shark, and that's all they would fish for. Even if there were a dolphin around the boat, they would pull the lines in and go for. That's just the way they were. He went for a swordfish, and they fished all night long. Didn't catch anything. But he told me that that's how you fish for swordfish. He even told me that they put glow sticks in the fish.
Yeah, they do on the lines. Yep, near the baits.
How crazy is that? So, and he fished all night long, didn't get anything, and he went out with somebody who's very familiar in the area. So you can imagine Captain Stanzik is like a wanted man when we're talking about swordfish. I don't know what's going on.
He's got it dialed in, that's for sure. So.
He knows how to. He seems to have like a fifth sense to. Here, fishy. How many of us still do that?
Yeah, everybody's done it at some point. They just don't admit it.
Oh my gosh, my throat's gone dry on me here all of a sudden. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with. We'll see who else we can round up here because
if we can get some callers in.
Yeah, and we'll open up the phone lines. So those of you, anybody who wants to call in, I'll open up the phone lines. The number is 561-440-5174. 561-440-5174. We'll be taking calls when we come back. It won't be very long, just a quickie here. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Grace has some pretty stellar arms, like Serena Williams good, but her face is pretty disgusting.
Someone please tell him to go back into his closet and leave us alone.
Britney's face is so stupid and I hate her so much. It's like a scientist created her in a lab to annoy humanity and didn't even do that good of a job.
Megan reminds me of a troll doll that came to life intent on killing us with her stupidity.
Why is Grace's head so big? It definitely has nothing to do with how smart she is and probably everything to do with how bloated she is.
He's so funny. Just kidding. Who would find this disfigured flamingo funny?
Never post a selfie of yourself. You look so ugly.
The only reason you have so many views is because we think you're a freak and we can't look away.
Megan is the main reason that the world sucks so much.
I would rather get cancer than listen to another Trevor Moran song.
You are a mistake. You should have never been born.
Drown yourself in a shallow puddle, please.
Wow, I hope she's sterile.
These really stopped being funny a long time ago.
You're so much more than the things that people say about you.
Those people have no right to say cruel things to you to make themselves feel better.
It's okay that you sound different than everyone else.
That's what makes you so special.
We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
Every day, people make me feel like I stand out simply because of the way that I look.
Every day, people make me feel small.
Every day, I face the cruel words of bullying.
And every day, people tell me that I'm brave for enduring this humiliation.
But we're not the brave ones.
It's the ones that say no to the bullying.
The witnesses.
If we all join together, there's nothing that we can't do.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
When we see bullying online,
We will let the world know that we're going to take action with the eye.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
Our actions will overpower cruel words.
I am a witness.
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 There is power in words.
But it's nothing compared to the power of the actions that we put behind our words.
Visit eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I'm gonna stand by you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. Stop fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. This morning I have Robert Warner with Florida Fisherman Magazine on the line with me. He's going to co-host with me as my usual co-host, Pam Worth. She's one of the top female kayak anglers here in Florida. She's out doing her thing this morning, I believe on the Crystal River. I think she's out there probably showing everybody up, if I know her. Anyway, welcome back, Robert. Thank you for taking the time to spend with me this morning. I appreciate it.
Love being here.
And I think we may hear from Victoria here in just a minute now. Those of you who are not familiar with Victoria, the Fish Florida app, which is a free download, this is something that really kind of makes me upset. When you hear about, it's a free download, you download something for free. It doesn't cost anything to download. But then when you download it and you go to use it, that's a different story. You can download it for free, but if you want to go to use it, it costs you something. Our program, the app that we have, the Fish Florida app, is absolutely free. It's free to download, free to use. You can listen to the show on it. It's a wide variety of information available at the palm of your hand. Weather reports, just a whole bunch of stuff that is available right there in the palm of your hand on the Fish Florida app. The other way you can listen to us, actually, if you are somebody who has an issue with data wherever you're at, you may be wanting to listen on your smartphone, but you've got unlimited calling. 701-719-9704. You can actually call to listen. You won't be able to get through to us on that line. That's the call to listen line, 701-719-9704. You can go to the Facebook page. We have a Fish Florida Facebook page and click on Contact Us. You can listen to us live there. And let's see, I think you can also find us on latenightinthemidlands.com, play on the players on their website as well. So there's many different ways you can find us. We're easy to listen to. We hope that you find us interesting and funny sometimes. I try to bring a variety of guests on. Kind of looking forward here to some of, had 2 cancellations. That's the first time that's ever happened. Two cancellations. One was literally 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a text message from one of the guests. He's not feeling well. Doesn't think he's going to make it. I said, okay. And then we have another one where we left him a message and never did hear back from him. And hopefully sometime here in the future we'll
Hopefully, maybe they'll show up. Who knows?
hopefully they'll call in. But anyway, we'll just head out. So I open the phone lines. If you have a question or a comment, you can feel free to call in 561-440-5174, and we'll be happy to take your calls. And let's see, who else have? This morning we had, like I mentioned, we had two. So my next guest is going to be Carol Strickland. She's with Mermaid Vodka, and always enjoy having Carol on. Got a really nice product, but she's also a sponsor for a fishing team. She's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with the fishing team. They were on, oh my gosh, it was a Discovery? I think it was Discovery they were on, right? You know who I'm talking about?
I do.
My mind has gone blank because I'm trying to think of too many things at one time. The Mavericks. I think that's what was the name of the team, is the Mavericks, and they were on television for a while there. I think she's gonna give us an update about that as well.
That'd be cool.
And my other guest, that's the one that left me a text at 3:00 in the morning. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not feeling well. Okay, no sweat. We'll work it out. And then ending up the show tonight will be Angelia. She's going to have a special announcement for us tonight. Listen, I'm still at last night's show. She's going to have a special announcement for us this morning. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl.
This morning.
Yeah. It's just having oh my God. And I'm doing this without coffee. I don't do coffee in the morning on Sunday. The only day I drink coffee would be Sundays because I do the show Saturday night from 9 to midnight. And then by the time I get to bed, it's about 1 o'clock. Then I get up around 6:30. And I would drink coffee to wake me up. And ever since I've had the heart surgery, I'm awake. I may not be 100% there, but I'm awake.
Well, I am drinking my coffee as we speak. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I started out the first morning on that Sunday after having the surgery, purposely not drinking the coffee because they had me on this medicine, and I didn't know what it would do. I've since then talked to the doctor, and he said, well, you can have some coffee if you want some, just don't overdo it. But I really I don't find the need to it. I don't feel that fog like I felt previously. It's really amazing, really, really amazing to watch them work on my heart.
The fog has lifted.
The fog has burned off, and it really is. It's a completely different feeling altogether. When they told me I was having a heart issue, I kept saying that's not possible because I walk every morning. 7 days a week, I walk every morning. I have a dog who's very high energy, and unfortunately, I have to leave him at home, and I want to wear him out as much as I can before I go. So sometimes we'll walk as much as 4 miles. The other day we walked 4.25 miles, but typically it's 2 to 3 miles every morning. So when they were saying heart, I was going, this can't be. I walk in the morning, I come home, I take a shower, I go to work. It's not like I get back from my walk and go, oh my God, call an ambulance. So it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience, and I'm awake and they're working on my heart. My goodness. Anyway, let's get back to fishing. I love fishing. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So let's see. I wanted to ask you about, and I see his name and I can't think of the photographer, Ludovico.
Oh, Tony Ludovico.
Ludovico. We're going to have Tony back on here. I'm going to ask him to come back on within the next week or two. I don't know if he can make it next weekend or not, but
yeah, they were filming down in the Bahamas, I believe, last week.
Some amazing stuff, amazing stuff going on. I don't know what's going on with my throat this morning. Some amazing stuff going on with him. He amazingly, he is able to get. It looks like he's like right up on these fish. He's like becomes a fish when he's swimming with these fish, and the pictures that he
call
takes.
Him the ghost. Like
the ghost.
Don't even know he's there.
Yeah. The pictures that he takes are almost like an art. Well, it is art, but I mean, it's almost like a painted artwork. It's amazing, some of the stuff that he does.
It is definitely art, and if you have not seen his gallery, it is online. If you just look up Tony H2O, you will see his art gallery, and the stuff is phenomenal. He has offered to give me we're in the process of redoing some stuff in our house here, and I'm going to end up with one of his pieces of art on a wall here shortly. But
Great.
he is a phenomenal photographer, a phenomenal artist. I've got a shirt of his with a permit on the front that he had to have taken from less than a foot away, maybe 2 feet.
Oh my gosh.
At the most. And to get that close to a permit, and the permit doesn't bolt on you, that's amazing. So.
Wow. That's a special skill to be able to do that. I'd be curious to see this. Do you know, does he wear any kind of a special, like a wetsuit or anything? Or is it just a
Well, he
regular?
wears a wetsuit, but it's just a wetsuit. I mean, it's nothing,
It's not
nothing
like-
different than anybody else's wetsuit. So.
Huh.
But he's a free diver, so there's no bubbles, and he can scuba dive, but most of his photography is done free diving, so there's no bubbles and no tanks. But
Wow.
he is phenomenal. That is for sure.
And he's been just doing this for a couple of days, right? He's been at this for.
Yeah, he's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if he told you, he was originally an engineer for the Florida East Coast Railroad.
Wow. And to go from one to the other.
And photography was a sideline, and then photography slowly took over and became his life.
Wow.
But no, we actually, Patrick Price from Daymaker Charters, and I took him and another, as well as some other photographers out to try to get some stuff here out of Stewart. We had a little problem finding clean water that day, but we eventually found some, about 180 feet of water. But he is miraculous. We were trying to film mahi, and we finally had a couple on the line. He jumped in, and I sort of led the dolphin around the boat while he filmed it. And the stuff he comes back with is just incredible. But pretty funny story. We were headed out, and he had brought along somebody I had never met before. He had a drone photographer with him. And I said to Tony, I said, has this guy ever filmed fishing before? He goes, no. I said, well, do you know if he gets seasick? And he said, no, I didn't ask.
Oh, no.
So I went over to the guy and I said, so you ever done this on a boat? He goes, no. He goes, I normally film on land. I said, do you get seasick? He goes, I don't know.
Well, we're going to find
were
out.
20 minutes before we found out the answer. So,
Oh my gosh.
and the poor guy had to lay there on the deck of the boat in agony for 4 hours while we were doing our stuff. So.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, our last drone shot was at the dock. So.
Oh my goodness.
By the time we got out the inlet, he was done. So.
Wow. Well, I got Victoria on the line with us. Good morning, Victoria.
Good morning.
How are you doing
Good
this
morning.
morning?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Really well.
Awesome. You guys sound great.
So-
the show sounds awesome every week.
I know that Robert's on the water, and I know that you're on the water. Robert's a little north of us. What does it look like where you're at?
It is absolutely a beautiful day here
Oh,
in
man.
Boynton Beach. We're right across from the inlet. It's very smooth out this morning.
Great. Have you done any fishing lately?
No wind at all.
You know, I have been so busy working every waking hour. I would love to go do that today. In fact, I think Dennis and I have plans to go fishing today.
There you go. Well, I know that.
What about you guys?
Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I was fishing last week and the last couple of days, but it's time for me to start back on the magazine tomorrow morning, so my fishing's over for the next 10 days. So I took advantage while I could. So.
I took the grandkids.
Awesome.
I took the grandkids to the canal last week and did a little bit of fishing. I used Captain Clyde's trailers, I think is what he calls them. Those things are great. They work great. I don't have to put the worm on the hook and worry about all the gooiness. And it's just a mess when you're dealing with worms. So I put this thing on the hook and taught them how to cast, and they keeps them busy because they cast and then reel it in slowly. And they caught a couple of fish. They were tickled pink. I was tickled pink. It was great.
Yeah, he's got several great products on there.
Yeah.
And you can find all that stuff on the Fish Florida app under Captain Clyde, under the shopping section. So if you go in there, you can listen live to the Fish Florida show from the app. You just click on the home page. So there's several ways besides the Contact Us button, and you can go to the Fish Florida show. There's a live link on the web page. So lots of ways to listen. I've been trying to promote that over the last couple of days.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just announced about all the different ways we you can listen to us. The easiest of all is to download the app, because then you have it on your phone and you're ready to tune in. You just open the app up and there you go. Along with all of the tools that the app offers you for free. That's the greatest part about it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free to download. It's free to use. It's not a free download and then, okay, now you have to pay us to use the program. That drives me crazy. So what's the latest and greatest?
I'll try to remember to get that up on social media every Saturday so everybody knows.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
The Fish Florida app is really not meant for serious anglers. It is meant for families and people that come to Florida to be able to find an app that you can find everything on instead of having to go and find 5 different apps to find different things. So that's, Dennis, when we originally made this, I made this as a gift to Dennis for Father's Day, because that guy runs circles around me trying to help me with these kids, and just he's really amazing. So I made that because he had downloaded at the time when the apps were just coming out. It really wasn't a great thing to have a lot of apps on your phone because it would slow your phone down. So I really meant this as a solution in lieu of having 5 different apps. So you can find everything on there. You can download and get your fishing license. You can find a place to fish. I mean, most of the people that fish also hunt. So we have hunting on there. We have boating on there. So there's many, many things that you can find, and it is free.
It's a great app.
It's just a fun little app. I was at ICAST last year, and the kids and this family came up to me and said, our kids actually found the app. And that's how we found it.
Wow.
So, yeah. So we got a lot of kids that like it.
Anything that'll help get kids out fishing and outside is a wonderful thing. So
I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's about, is spending time with your family and, taking the kids and showing them how to fish. And, my dad actually taught me how to fish when I was little.
For me, it's always been a family thing. It's just about... and that's why I love doing the show, to give families an option of something else to do. You don't have to sit at home all day long watching the television or being on your computer or working, doing something with a piece of electronic equipment. You can get out and enjoy what God has given us. Here in Florida, we have some of the greatest weather here in Florida. Enjoy it. I mean, I'm here because I love being here. I don't do well in the cold. When I was in the Air Force, they stuck me in Denver, Colorado for a while. It was some of the most beautiful landscape I'd ever seen. But I got to tell you, at the end of May, it was snow flurrying. And I grew up in Miami. This Miami boy had a hard time dealing with the cold. I just could not deal with the cold. So it's beautiful land, but I can't deal with the weather. And the other thing for me is, growing up, fishing was a vital part of our family. Not that we vital in the sense that it helped our family grow and stay together. And we all enjoyed it, doing it, all experiencing the same thing at the same time. It was like a glue for us. And that's one of the other reasons I do what I do, in hopes that it would help someone else. And the families are under attack. More than ever before. I've seen families under attack. Anything that we can offer them that would help families stay together and do something enjoyable away from electronics. We are saturated.
That's it. Get the electronics out of their hands for
We're saturated.
6 hours, and you'd be amazed what you'll see. So
saturated with electronics. I had dinner with a friend a week ago, and it was sad as we sat in this restaurant, really nice, quiet little restaurant, one of the little locals here, and enjoying a conversation between him and I. And I told him, take a look around. What do you see? And he said, I don't know. What do I see? I see people having dinner. What are you talking about? And I go, there's people inches from each other, but they're looking at their telephone. They're there to have dinner with another human being, but what is taking their attention is a piece of technology. We're just saturated with technology. Get away from it and enjoy doing something with someone else that enjoys doing the same thing,
Yeah.
Well, I know that
agree.
you can, last week we went over to the, after church, we went over to Benny's for Mother's Day, and they've got a great pier out there. It costs $1 to go out in the pier.
There you go.
There's a lot of people that take their poles out there and go fishing.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a boat or, and you just want to take your family out, that's a great place to go. There's also the fishwithme.net from Stacy McGaskill that you can find someone.
Oh, that's on the app,
You can find that on the app.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find somebody who's got a boat that needs somebody to go fishing with. So a lot of good stuff on the app.
Yes, absolutely. And we've got a lot going on.
I don't know if I told you before the story. I'm sorry. Because we're talking about electronics and all of that stuff and getting people outside. My son worked for Disney for a while. And on Father's Day, he invited me up and took me to Disney for the day. And we were walking around, and he goes, look at this. And there was a line, there was like a little wall, and there was probably 15 kids between the ages of 12 and 16 sitting on that wall with their phones out at Disney World.
Disney World. Wow. How sad. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's break time.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Victoria.
Thank you for having me.
Well, before you, I'll give you one more up. Go ahead before I take the break. You were going to say.
I was just going to say. We sit down for dinner and we've got the kids, and every single one of them got their phones out at the table. I'm like, no phones at the tables. It's unbelievable. Everywhere you go, people are just looking down at their phones.
Yeah, it's an epidemic, and to me, it's valuable time that you could be sharing with somebody. It's building the relationships that's not, and this is taking away from that. It's taking your attention away from that. That's the thing I don't like about it.
My daughter's on a month break from her phone and social media. She's doing she calls it a cleanse.
There you go. All right.
But
Well,
there's
something we should start nationwide.
Yeah. Wow. All right, going to take a break. Victoria, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to call in, and we won't be gone long. We'll be just a couple of seconds here. Here we go.
Listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What's up, Ricky Dillon here at the largest social media gathering in the world. So the internet is an amazing place, but sometimes it can be a not so great place with online bullying and trolling and stuff. Have you ever seen online bullying before?
Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Online, people can hide behind the internet. Those comment sections can be a little
harsh.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a good word for it.
I've been called many homophobic names.
I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. It made me stop liking myself.
What if I told you there is something that you can use anytime that you see bullying online that calls attention to it in a nice way? Like, hey, that's not nice.
I wish that was the thing.
It's this! So anytime that you see any kind of hate online, go into your phone, go into the symbol section, post this I, and it says that that's bullying, that's not nice. So would you post this if you saw someone bullying someone?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a lot more mature way to handle situations.
Find the emoji in your phone, send it to 5 of your friends, and let them know what it means to be a witness.
Go to eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more about the emoji.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick of Bowen Realty. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick of Bowen Realty. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478. Diane Whittick at Bowen Realty, located in Wellington at Wellington Trace East and Forest Hill Boulevard. 561-247-5478.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his
I
backpack.
can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. Normally I have Pam Worth. She's one of the top female kayak anglers. She's normally my co-host. She's out there probably putting some of the men to shame, if I know her. She's out fishing this morning out in the Crystal River, I think it is. And in her place, and been gracious to spend the time with me, is Robert Warner. Robert is with the Florida Fisherman magazine, as well as with I'm not sure, is it called the Warner Insurance Group, Robert? Is that what we call it? I forgot the name. Forgive me. But he's also with he's with an insurance company as well.
That is correct. That is the name. It is Warner Insurance Group.
And I'm grateful that you were able to answer some questions for us a while back regarding insurance, because I know if it's anything like car insurance, it's a mess. It can become very confusing very quickly. And I know we talked briefly about what was covered and what wasn't covered. And
speaking of that, there has been some boat theft going on.
Serious boat theft.
There's been about 4 or 5 in the last couple of weeks. So, and there's also a group that is just stealing the lower units off of outboards. So,
while we're on that subject, what happens if I'm insured and somebody comes and takes my lower unit off my outboard? Is that covered?
If you have the right coverage, it is, yes. That would be under the comprehensive version or portion of your insurance, and as long as you have that, yes, it's covered. So just make sure that whether you talk to us or talk to any insurance agent anywhere, just make sure that you ask the questions while you're getting the policy, because a lot of times people get hung up on price and they start cutting off, products that you actually need in there. Well, maybe you don't need the comprehensive in collision. You said you don't use it that much. Some insurance agents will just do whatever it takes to get you to say yes. But normally that's costing you coverage somewhere. So you might want to just make sure you go over, is this covered, is this covered, is this covered, is this covered, when you're getting the policy, because, if everything has come down to price, you may have lost some coverage that you need. So.
And we talked about if I have a boat and then I decide I want to put some electronics in the boat, I should have. They're not covered, right, under my standard policy.
They are not,
so
unless they are permanently attached to your boat. If they are built into the dashboard of your boat, that's one thing. If it's like a fish finder that bolts on, no, it's not.
So in a circumstance like that, what do you have? Do you have a policy on it?
And again, there's riders for a lot of things that are removable, like fishing equipment and,
Fishing equipment is another one.
Lost their minds here. So
fishing equipment is another one. That seems to be something else.
You just have to make sure, because like I said, when you're getting an insurance policy, just ask the questions, and the agent will tell you what you need to cover the specific thing you're asking about.
Mhm.
Make sure that you are covering the things that you need to have covered. If you just got a little boat that you run around the river with, you maybe don't have a depth finder or a fish finder or sonar or any of those or radar. You may not have those things, so you don't need to worry about it. But if you're a sport fisherman and a captain and all of that thing, you probably got equipment on there that you need to have covered because you can't fish without it and your livelihood depends on it. Just make sure you ask the right questions when you're getting the policy to make sure that you have the items covered that you need covered. So
that's a good way to put it. And so it sounds like boat insurance is similar to car insurance. You can have basic, and then you can add on from there.
Well, sure. All insurance is pretty much that way. Every once in a while, we'll get someone that'll come into the office, and we all live in Florida. We know there's hurricanes, and they'll want a homeowner's policy minus the wind coverage, and we won't write them in our office. There are many offices that will write them that way. We refuse to write them without the wind coverage, just because I don't want to be standing in a courtroom one day with some guy going, no, he never told me, that I had to have wind, because that's what happens. So we will not write them without wind. There are companies out there who will. We are not one of those. So, every policy you buy, whether it's your home, your auto, your car, your RV, your boat, whatever the case may be, yes, there are options available. There are many different ways to write the policy. Just make sure you're covering what you need to cover.
And talk to somebody who can be straightforward, and that would be somebody like Robert. He can tell you what's going on. You've only been doing this a couple of months now, right?
Yeah, they can find it. We've had an insurance office for 22 years now. But if they want, we're on Facebook. It's Warner Insurance Group on Facebook. If they got a question, just send us the question. We'll answer it for you. It doesn't matter where you buy your insurance. We'll help. So,
see, that's what I like about you. You're out there to help people, and to me, that's really one of the basic things, fundamentals of that we're.
Scholar?
Yeah,
you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I drop out on you?
Yeah, for a second it was gone.
So. Oh, technology! What can I tell you? I was just
it's a beautiful thing.
I was saying I appreciate that, because that's one of the basic functions that I believe we should be doing, is helping each other in some way, shape, or form. Everybody can do something to help somebody else, because that's just how we get through life. There's a song many years ago they wrote, I get by with a little help from my friends, and that's so true. For me, I have so many people that surround me that are willing to reach out and say, okay, what can we do here? What can we do there? That kind of thing. And it does make a big difference. Makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
And a lot of them
our
are...
entire magazine is put together by people who help.
True. That's a great example. There you go. Those are people that volunteer, right?
Sherilyn Arnold. Yeah. Lewis and Sherilyn Arnold do a monthly piece called Family Fishing for us every month. They're outstanding people. They fish with their kids. It's the kind of stuff we would like to have more of in the magazine. If anybody's interested in getting their family in there, they can contact Sherilyn and Lewis Arnold. They would be the ones taking care of the family fishing stuff. And I will get on social media and let people know how to contact them. But they do a phenomenal job, as does Stephanie Lynn, who's in there every month, and all these other people that help us out. They're just people are awesome. If you just take the time to sit and talk with them and see what they've got going and help them, and they help you. It's a wonderful thing.
And Stephanie Lynn is another one. What a brave young lady this. Oh my gosh, I think it was her that I saw swimming alongside of was it a great white? Was that her? Great white, or no? It was a tiger shark.
It was Stephanie Lynn. It was a tiger shark, about a 12-footer.
Yeah, tiger shark. Just swimming right alongside, snorkeling. We're not talking about somebody who's got oxygen on their back, or air on their back. They're just snorkeling right alongside of this big old monster. Like, was no big deal. Oh my gosh, yeah. So pretty amazing people, pretty amazing young lady as well. All right,
people are amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say people are amazing if you just take the time. You put down the phone, get to know some people. It's amazing what they do. So
I think that a lot of that has been, I think of they call them millennials, and I have on the edge of millennials. I've got a couple of kids, and they're on the edge of this millennial thing. And some of them, it's their whole life revolves around meaningless things. It's sad. It really is sad. Let's see. I got a call coming in from 573. Who is 573? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Riscalia?
Oh, hey. How are you doing? That sounds like Carolyn.
It's Carol with Mermaid Vodka.
Hey, how are you, my dear?
Very good. Very good.
You're kind of
Snook fight over here.
Yeah, you're fading in and out. We've got a bad connection with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let's see if I can improve this. Is that better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's really great when it works.
Yeah, now we can hear you. So, good morning, Carol. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
We're doing good. It was amazing this morning how everything seems to be falling apart. I had 2 cancellations last minute, and I had Pam told me last night that, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to be on the show with you this morning. I'll be fishing out there in a tournament. So it was like last minute panic trying to get all the guests and everybody together. It was like a last minute panic. So, that's all right. No biggie.
Sorry about that. I know I was a little late dialing in. We got caught with the bridge up. So anyway.
Have you done any fishing?
A little bit. Nothing really significant. On Mother's Day, I was down in Pine Island fishing around in those waters. Redfish, snook, jack, just the usual stuff. And then I was just up in Sarasota doing some fishing up there. And then next weekend is the ladies' fish off in Pompano Beach. And we'll definitely be fishing that. We've got our Team Atlas Tracks / Mermaid Vodka. Carolyn and Sass and I both.
Hot dog.
Both our companies. We got together last year, and we have our own team, so it's a dual team, and we're doing the ladies' fish off, and then in August we'll be in Sarasota for the Sarasota Slam, which is an onshore, offshore tournament. For offshore. So yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things going on here with our team.
Well, amazingly.
You're at a tournament right now?
No, I didn't fish a tournament this weekend. I just fished for fun, which is always good. It's always nice to just relax and enjoy and not have the pressure to get off the dock and back to the scales. Even though I love tournament fishing, it's a lot of fun. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate. It's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Can
you repeat the name of the team for me? Can you repeat the name of the team? I didn't catch it because the phone broke up, and I want to make sure that we get you out there on social media. So.
Well, like I said, it's the Atlas Tracks and Mermaid Vodka team.
Okay, I'll find you.
And curiously, I'm going to have Carolyn on right after you. So if you want to be on with Carolyn, you can do that as well. She'll be on at 9:05.
Fantastic.
I didn't plan it that way. It just worked out that way. I had a last minute cancellation, and I thought of her and asked her to see if she could call in. She said she would, so she'll be on at 9:05. So if you want to hold on during the break, you're welcome to do that, and both of you can be on. You can tell us about what you have planned.
Fantastic, and of course, back in October, we've got the Blue Water Babes tournament out of Jupiter. So
that's a great tournament.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic tournament. And throughout all this, we're selling Mermaid Vodka and really expanding our footprint in the state of Florida, and we're headed to Texas. So we got big things going on with Mermaid
Well,
Vodka.
congratulations. You expanded out to Texas?
Yes, we were part of a show in Orlando, a trade show,
Mm-hmm.
and we met a distributor there for the state of Texas, and we're in the process of doing all of our paperwork and getting everything set with the state of Texas.
Wow.
So that the distributor will be able to bring our product in and distribute it throughout the state of Texas.
Well, congratulations.
I love success stories.
Yeah. And it's just, again, it's everything that I love. It's family owned, small company, locally. It's everything that I love. It's what the backbone of this country was built upon, small companies. And that's why I love.
Maybe when we get Carolyn on, we can figure out how to do an article in the magazine about her. So.
Yeah, we can. All right, we're up against the break. Let me take this right away, and then we'll come back. And when we come back, we'll have Carol and Carolyn. We'll have both of them on, and we'll get a little more information out of them. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From the author of Silent Steps and Haunted, Finding an Explanation for the Unknown, comes a story so chilling it will haunt you for years to come. Krista is a young woman escaping her past, running away from her family, her traumas, and her God, hoping to find a new life in a different town. But when she is forced to make a horrible choice, she comes to realize malevolent entities have controlled the true darkness she has been a part of. That is when her real terror begins. Penitence is disturbing and evocative. It will tear down the walls between what is real and what is nightmare. Penitence is the new novel by the man called the new master of speculative fiction, Ira Robinson. Find it and all of his books at his website, originalworlds.com.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
Pork chop.
Why was the basketball court all wet?
Why?
Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I grabbed my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. Good morning to you. If you're just joining in, you can always catch whatever you missed on the archives. A couple of weeks behind on the archives, but they will be up at thefishfloridashow.com. That's another place that you can listen to the show on as well. We try to make it as easy as we can for you. You can listen on the app. Download the app absolutely free. You can listen there. You can go to the Facebook page and click on Contact Us, and you can listen there. Just a wide variety of ways. You can call in. We have a call-in line that you can call in and listen if you are strapped for data, if you're one of those that has a limited data plan, but you've got unlimited calling, 701-719-9704. You can call in and listen. We try to make it as easy for you as possible so that you can listen and join in on the fun. I always have such a good time doing this. I'm always learning. I'm always learning something about fishing, depending upon who it is that's on the show with us that particular day. Today, normally I have Pam Wirth. She's one of the top female kayak anglers that we have here in Florida. Normally she is my my co-host. Well, she's out there doing her thing this morning. She's fishing in the Crystal River area, I think. I think that's the area that she's working in. And in her place, I have Robert Warner. Robert is with Florida Fisherman magazine. And I want to say thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you for taking the time to be with me this morning.
Oh, I have fun on here. I like it. So.
Great.
Anytime.
Hot dog. And along with Robert, I have Carol Strickland with Mermaid Vodka. And along with Carol, I have Carolyn. This is going to get interesting. Carolyn Stash with Atlas Tracks. And the two of them have paired together, and they're going to form a what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the right word. Anyway, they're going to form a fishing team, and they're going to put some people to shame, I'm sure. So good morning, ladies. Good morning. Let's start with Carol first. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Riscala.
And Carolyn, are you?
Robert.
Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning.
Good morning, Riscala and Robert. Hi, Carol.
Hey, Carolyn.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we're pretty excited because we have fished together last year through a couple ladies tournaments. So we're going to the year number 2 and year number 3 for 2 specific tournaments this season. One is actually June 1st, Ladies Lighthouse Point Fishing Tournament. So we're pretty excited about that.
And this is
all great stuff.
This is just strictly for women, right?
Right. The tournament on June 1 is strictly for women. The gentlemen can go and kind of help us run the boats and be there, kind of keep us company and root us on. And October 5th is a really big tournament in Palm Beach. That's a Blue Water Babes tournament that's ladies only. Approximately 400 to 450 lady anglers, and 100 capped at 100 boats.
Wow.
So that's right out of the
great
tournament.
Tournament. That is a great tournament. I have covered that one a couple of years, and it's a great tournament. They run out of Jupiter there. It's awesome. So.
A lot of fun. Decorations, contests, and real fishing. I mean, the guys really help us get out there and really learn a lot about fishing, try and get us to the scales, and that's part of the fun of the whole thing for us, the girls to walk the pink carpet and get up on the scales. So Carol and I will be fishing with a couple other ladies. We're built with firefighters. We've got business owners. Carol owns Mermaid Vodka. I own Atlas Tracks, and cancer survivors. So it means a lot to our team.
You know, I want you to think of it as a victor, not a survivor. You won in a fight for your life. You didn't just survive. You are a victor. Because I've been down this. I've been in the rodeo 2 times now, and both times I took care of it. And to me, it's a victorious thing. It's not just a survivor. You didn't come out, you fought for your life and you won. To me, the difference between surviving and victor, there's a big difference there. It's like, just my personal opinion. So I just think of it as being a victor.
Great point.
Oh, yeah.
It brought
No
a bunch
doubt.
of girls together. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, no doubt, Riscala, we like to use the term thriver. We're thrivers.
There you go.
After what both Carolyn and myself have been through, yourself, you come out the other end of the journey and you're just so much a different person, a better person, and, you appreciate everything. Going out to fish for the day, anything that you do in your daily activities, the sunrise, the sunset, not to get too philosophical, but you just appreciate it even more after you've been through that.
Yeah,
well, it's a great cause, and my mother had breast cancer twice. The first at age 50, and the second at age 80. Lived to be 92.
Wow.
There's unfortunately we lose some. We just lost Jen Hoop, who was in the magazine a few times. We lost her about a month ago now. She was only 29 years old. So it's sad, some of the things that can happen out there. So,
but it's amazing the people that we're meeting and the bonds that we're learning, and the group of female friends and male friends is growing much larger and much faster because we're at these fishing events, and that's where we're seeing the young kids come out and fish, and we get excited to see them. We're out and fishing, and we even have a 21-year-old girl who's never fished on our team in October. She can't wait. She's so excited about
cool.
going to the event, getting dressed up, and all of that.
That's the best thing in the world, having someone who's never done it.
Cool.
That for me is the best thing you could possibly do, because it's so much fun to watch them. That
the excitement, yeah. It's like when you're watching a young baby get excited about something like the first birthday cake or something like that. It's right along the same line. The excitement is genuine. You can see it in their face and their emotions.
Oh, absolutely. And Carol's out there every day, promoting her vodka company. So she's out right in the front lines, always in a marina, always out somewhere at a beach, at a tiki bar. So she's seeing these boats come and go and doing an awesome job at it.
Wow. Well,
I love success stories. Success stories are what make my day and what make the magazine work. And we would love to do an article on Mermaid Vodka and your fishing team. So.
Yeah, and we've not talked before too. I own a business that's marine GPS tracking. So we have trackers on so many of the tournament boats, so many boats for theft. There's so much stuff going on here. Even taking things out of your driveway. So it would be kind of cool to do a focus on a couple of ladies and what they do for livings, and I agree.
I would love to do it.
It's very rare to have that kind of opportunity where you have girls get together that fish, that own business owners, and our first responders.
Hot dog.
So that's just
maybe Riscala can get me everybody's phone numbers
I'll do
after
it.
the show, and
Yep.
I will get in touch with everybody. So.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
Our editor is a young woman named Lindsay Sibley, and you will love her. She is awesome. She's a writer and she does websites, and her husband is a captain in Key West, but she's been on the water all of her life, and she's a great young lady. You'll love her. So
that's great. So Riscala, what's going on for the fishing? I went to a little tournament in Palm Beach yesterday, and there was a 60-boat kingfish, dolphin, wahoo tournament. Any reports anywhere up north?
I'm not up to snuff with that stuff, but I will tell you, before you came on, and I know that you had no idea we were talking about boats being stolen, how it's getting out of hand here in South Florida. They caught 3 people on the West Coast that were running a ring that would go out and they would steal a heavy-duty truck, and then that night, while they had the truck, they would steal a boat. So there was 3 of them that have been caught, but the situation is still happening here in South Florida, where it doesn't seem, on the surface at least, with some of these stories, it doesn't seem to be anywhere that they will not go, whether it's literally in your front yard or whether it's in a supposedly secure storage area. It's not stopping these people. And they
took one off a dock yesterday. So
wow.
That's why everyone has to have a tracking device. And I've heard where they're even taking bolt cutters, cutting the chain link fence at these storage facilities and RV facilities.
Yeah.
And they're not taking just one. If they can get in there, they're bold and brave enough to take two. They'll have two stolen vehicles ready to pull up, two boats that they've cased or they've looked at. And we talked about it, pretending to be landscape companies, showing up with landscape and taking out lawnmowers to look like, and just be able to walk around the yard and do that. And that's why, you got to have some kind of tracker or alarm system. And, we help people with that. And I'll tell you, here's what's really funny. We have a customer from the West Coast who has one of our trackers that's portable, happened to be up in Palm Beach at this tournament, and his tracker wasn't working. So I went in, jumped on his boat, got under the helm, come to find out that he never turned it on, did a quick service call, got him on the way, and he did a post on Facebook last night saying, well, Carolyn jumped on the boat and luckily was able to tell me, it wasn't even turned on. So it's so easy to put these things on. It took me 1 minute to reinstall his tracker.
It's
Things work much better when you turn them on.
Absolutely.
Well, we briefly talked about insurance, how important, what a vital part of that, of owning one of these vessels, or anything for that matter, whether it's a car or vessel. But then we didn't really talk a lot about what else can you do to help protect your investment. And that one of those things is the Atlas tracks. I totally support Atlas tracks because I've had the opportunity of the feeling what it's like to have something taken from you that you've worked hard to get, and then someone else comes along and take it from you. And the helplessness, because this happened many years ago, the helplessness of knowing that it's gone. You don't know where it's at. You have no idea if you're ever going to get it back. This is technology that can help you, whatever that might be. I mean, first we talked about boats, of course, but she's got it for everything. My goodness, whether it's a snowmobile or an aircraft, or a hard piece of construction equipment. Unfortunately, there are people out there who are less than honest. They're less than honorable. You work hard for what you have, and then someone comes along and takes it from you. You have insurance on it, which is great. That's a proper thing to do. But the best thing to do, is, along with the insurance, is to have something that can help you retrieve it ASAP. The faster you can get it back, the more the odds are in your favor that what you get back will be in the condition it was when left. The longer that they have it, the less that your chance are going to be. So having
You're absolutely correct.
Something like Atlas tracks.
Let's look at the safety part. People are putting trackers on their boat to track their loved ones across the Bahamas, or if you're out in Lake Okeechobee all day and you're out of cell phone range. We're putting them now on bush planes, Alaska fly fishing camp planes that are float planes landing. How cool is that to know when if you could track your clients coming in on a float plane to get ready for the next turnover for the next fishing week, or charter boats down in Cabo San Lucas. Did the boat go out? How many hours did it run? So the trackers are for theft, number one, but we've developed it for so much other stuff. Even you even know about the icebergs. We're tracking 150 icebergs for current patterns right now in Greenland.
I thought that was amazing. I remember you mentioning that. That's crazy.
Who would think? Wow. So we
I'm sure you've already contacted boat dealers, but I spent many years in the car business, and we used to get low jacks installed in all of our cars so that when they were stolen, which they are, right off the lot, you can find your car and get it back. And I'm sure boat dealers would be interested in the same thing for retrieving their boats. So,
yeah, even finance companies will put a short-term tracker in there that they know will die in a couple of years from battery, just to know if the boat's not paid, they know where to go get it. So there's all kinds of uses, which is great. Even Tropic Ocean Airways used it for transporting parts and people back and forth to the Bahamas. They loved it. They could see altitude, so they know when the plane's coming close, which is great.
Wait a minute.
It's a great system.
They can tell the altitude?
Yes, we can do altitude monitoring with our trackers. So what they want to know is when is the plane coming through 1,000 feet and 200 feet. Also speed. So when they're landing the float planes over in the Bahamas, they can have their clients get ready, or they know that the plane's going to come in, get ready to load the people. So we can do altitude up to 20,000 feet with our tracker. Same tracker we use on the boat. We just program it a little different for the aircraft.
Wow.
That's a great, great system.
Yeah. So a lot of times, little planes go lower than the radar can see, and it'd be nice to be able to family to know where they are. It's another peace of mind.
Technology is
that reminds me of those two young boys that we lost out of Jupiter a couple of years ago. Had that boat had a tracking device, none of that would have happened. So.
Yes, that was sad. And these were kids that grew up on the water. The story that I read about them is their whole life was on the water. So
Yeah.
you would
Austin
think,
and Perry. Yep.
yeah, you would
Yeah,
think
with a
that
10-minute tracking, 10-minute update, you can find almost anybody, whether it's pleasure or, on the event of theft. And, with our fishing team, we always take a tracker with us because we post where we are. We're not so tight with our fishing spots. And we're like, hey, come find us at the dock. Come find us, get a T-shirt, get a Mermaid Vodka T-shirt, come have a Mermaid Vodka. So we'll post that when we fish. And, we want people to come out and find us.
And so everybody, all the captains know you can turn this thing off if you're on your spot and you don't want everyone to know where your spot is. You can turn it off. Is that correct?
That's correct, but everything's private. You have to be able to log on to your own account to know where it is. We're not watching you. We're not looking for you unless you call and say, hey, my husband's overdue. Can you please help me? I forget how to log on. So it's all private for the clients. But Carol and I, we love our people to know where we are because we want customers and friends to come out and find us and hang out with us. And we fly our Mermaid Vodka flag or Atlas Tracks flags on the boats we're on. But we do post our spots. We want people to come see us when we're headed to the weigh-in. That's the fun part. Come see us.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So while we're on the subject,
what it's all about.
While we're on the subject, this next one is when?
June 1st. The ladies fish off. It is out of the 14th Street ramp. The party's Thursday at Galuppi's. Carol and I will both be there. She's also a sponsor of the event, so you can taste her Mermaid Vodka there. And then we'll be hopefully at the weigh-in Saturday around 4, right, Carol?
Our goal is to get to the scales every time. But regardless, we'll be there. We'll be sampling Mermaid Vodka at the scales and kind of bringing the party with us, so to speak.
Well, I will attest that if you haven't had a taste of Mermaid Vodka, you're missing out. It is. I am by far not a connoisseur of this stuff, but I will tell you it is some of the finest that I have ever. As a matter of fact, I had doubles, which is rare for me, but it was very good. I had a taste of it, and it was very, very good, very impressive. You can tell time and care passion has been put into this product. It's a far and above anything else I've ever had the opportunity to sample. All right, we're up against that magic moment, but before we go, I want to give both of you an opportunity. Any parting words? Let's start with Carol first. Carol, any parting words?
Just thanks for having me on, Riscala. I appreciate it. Anybody that wants to find Mermaid Vodka, we have a website with a locator on it, www.mermaidvodkausa.com. We put the USA on because we are made in the USA. We're local. So anyway, that's where people can find us. We've got all the locations for bars, restaurants, and liquor stores posted. And thanks again for having us on. And please check back with us on social media as well. We put a lot of information out there about our fishing tournaments. Carolyn's on our page. We're on her page. So we've got a lot of collaboration going on social media.
Robert?
Nothing. I think that's great. I will track everybody down.
Okay, I thought
absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. You could track us down at Atlas Tracks. So you can find us at Atlas Tracks, ATLASTRAX.com. And Robert, if you ever want to try one for a short time, we are happy to get you one for a couple weeks and take it out with you.
That'd be great. We will do it.
Riscala, thank you for having Carol and I on. I haven't seen her in a while, so it's kind of nice to catch up on the radio show.
And thank you for literally a last-minute cancellation. 3 o'clock in the morning, this individual called me and told me, or sent me a text and told me, I'm not feeling well. I don't think I'm going to make it. So literally last minute. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies, and I'm looking forward to having you back on again. Always a pleasure. Wish you a wonderful day.
All right, Riscala. We'll let you know how we do on June 1 if we don't talk to you before.
Thank you. All right.
I'll see you at the Blue Water.
Have a good weekend. Safe time.
Bye-bye.
Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From the author of Silent Steps and Haunted, Finding an Explanation for the Unknown, comes a story so chilling it will haunt you for years to come. Krista is a young woman escaping her past, running away from her family, her traumas, and her God, hoping to find a new life in a different town. But when she is forced to make a horrible choice, she comes to realize malevolent entities have controlled the true darkness she has been a part of. that is when her real terror begins. Penitence is disturbing and evocative. It will tear down the walls between what is real and what is nightmare. Penitence is the new novel by the man called the new master of speculative fiction, Ira Robinson. Find it and all of his books at his website, originalworlds.com.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
Pork chop.
Why was the basketball court all wet?
Why?
Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I grabbed my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. 'Cause I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, a good morning to you. We are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. Normally I have Pam Worth with me. She's one of the top female kayak anglers here in Florida. She's usually on as co-host with me. She's out fishing this morning, Crystal River area, and we'll hear from her next week. We'll get an update what's going on. So Robert Warner with the Florida Fisherman magazine has been kind enough to step in her place, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Robert. Welcome back.
Good morning.
And on the line with me, I have Captain Clyde. Captain Clyde is out of Louisiana. He has He's also known as the crappie psychic, or the crappie psychic, some people say. Good morning, Captain Clyde.
Good morning, Rascala. How you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. My kitty decided that she wants to get in on the show here. She's jumping up on my desk. All right. Hey, what's it like in Louisiana?
We've been having some pretty bad weather lately.
Oh.
But I've been able to sneak out along with my son and my wife. We're kind of like on a slow part of our season right now. It's going to kick back up in June. But I've had opportunities to go fish, and it's been spectacular. We've been on some huge slabs of crappie, and we've been having a very good time.
Well, that's great. Well, I mentioned earlier in the show that the only fishing I've done was a week ago. I took a couple of grandkids over we have these canals all over the place here, and a couple of small lakes, and I took them over there, and I used a couple of your trailers, and I was kind of mentioning how nice it was not to have to deal with worms, because all I put on there was the trailer, and it does two things. It keeps them busy, because the other way is I put a bobber on it, and they have to wait for the fish to show up and watch the bobber. This way, I taught them how to cast. They would cast it out there and then slowly reel it in, so it kept them busy. And they caught fish, and so it was great all the way around. So the little trailer things work really nice around here.
Well, they work extremely well all over the country, Rascala, and we've noticed that this year as we've been able to expand into states like New Jersey and Ohio and Indiana and Texas. And, we're constantly getting feedback on the wow thing with my scented trailers and scented ammo.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just absolutely amazed when they try them. And it's like once they use them and they see the difference it makes, they're customers for life. I mean, they just absolutely go crazy over them. And it's a blessing for our small company and our family.
Yeah. Now, do you make anything for saltwater?
Yes, we do. We have the trout trailers, which are a larger version of the crappie trailers, and they're really good for sea trout, flounder, redfish. And then, of course, we have our mega trailers. But the only way to get our mega trailers is to order them online.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the bags for those yet, Rascala.
Mm-hmm.
And those bags are a little bit more expensive, of course, because our mega trailers are 7 inches long.
Wow.
And it's a much bigger bag that you need. And when we finally do get those bags, we're going to also sit the mega trailers with our psychic sauce, just like we do with the crappie trailers and the trout trailers and the crappie ammo. So you got to have a special bag to hold that sauce in there without it leaching through the plastic.
Wow. Well, so while I'm thinking about it, I have Angelia. She is the Florida Salty Cowgirl. She's down in the Keys. I want to bring her on. She's on the line with us as well. Good morning, Angelia. Well, I thought she was on the line. Maybe. I can't hear you, Angelia.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if you can hear me, Angelia. I can't hear you. Maybe you have to call back. But I show her that she's online. All right. So you make them for saltwater, and of course we have them for the freshwater. I think you were telling me about a new product that you were going to come out with, or you've already come out with.
Yeah, well, it's not out yet. I do have the prototypes, and I've been handing them out to my pro staffers. And so far, the reviews from the freshwater and the saltwater side has been phenomenal. And I've tried them on freshwater, and I actually went out with one of my pro staffers, a saltwater captain, and tried them on sea trout. And I was double rigging these little swim baits. It's a little swim bait. It's about 2 inches long. And I was catching 2 at a time. I was catching 2 sea trout almost every cast, and it was phenomenal.
Wow! And what do you call this?
It's going to be called the Petite Minnow. We put a little French in there. Petite means small,
mm-hmm.
So it's called the Petite Minnow, and they're going to come in 6 different colors to start, in very beautiful colors, and they're laminated half and half, not top to bottom, but the whole length of the minnow is half and half laminated with 2 different colors.
Oh. Wow.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've the action on these tiny, petite minnows, along with my trailer, is phenomenal. And it's going to be a very, very good bait that crosses over from the freshwater into the saltwater.
Wow.
Have you been in touch with Rick Sutherland from Sutherland Outdoors on the freshwater things?
No, I have not.
If you could, can you contact him, because he does the freshwater reports for our magazine, and I would love for him to be able to try these and give us a report on them in the magazine.
Oh, I would definitely send him some samples and talk to him. If there's any way with Style, I've got my private cell phone number. If you can forward me the information, text me the information, I would definitely do that. And Style, I would like to share one of the tips that I'm going to be adding to my teaching. Of course, the last time you spoke with me, that Crappie University asked me to go to university to teach, my course on catching more crappie. Well, I'm going to add something to it that I've kind of been keeping on the down low, but it's a phenomenal way to catch more fish. And I really think it will cross over into the saltwater. I'm not a saltwater guy. I very seldom go saltwater fishing, maybe 2 or 3 times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm doing on the crappie side is I bought some very tiny little willow leaf blades, gold willow leaf blades that may be a 1/4 inch long. They're extremely tiny. And what you do is, before you tie your jig head on, you pass your line, you thread it through the hole on that little willow leaf blade. And so it slides up and down on your line. So every time you pop your bait, you pop your cart. When your bait is falling back down, the willow leaf blade spins up about 8 inches and then spins back down toward your bait. And it is adding just that extra little flash to grab attention.
Wow.
And it has been putting way more crappie in the boat for me. So now you can use, I have the tiny little Colorado blades too, but of course those are a little heavier. So I've really been enjoying the little tiny willow leaf blades. And it makes a difference. So I'm thinking that would also make a difference on the saltwater side.
Well,
you could probably go up with a little bit of a larger blade. When you're fishing, even I know redfish, it's going to be phenomenal because they're always attracted to a little bit of flash, and the sea trout also. So if you're fishing under a cart and you're using that, that pop slide, every time you pop it and your bait pops up, when it bait falls back down, that blade is going to spin up on the line. And then after your bait gets down, below the cart again, that blade is going to spin back down. And I haven't tried it on the saltwater side.
That would definitely work. I do primarily saltwater fishing, and that's definitely going to work. So, yeah.
Well,
anything that'll get you that little extra flash in there, absolutely will work.
I'm gonna try to bring Angelia back on. Angelia, are you there?
I am here. Sorry about that. I had my mute on.
Okay.
I'm very interested. I'd love to test that in some saltwater, Captain Floyd. I'm sorry. Yeah, for some deep water vertical jigging, that sounds like it could work as well in the saltwater.
That's what I thought when he was mentioning it. That's what I thought of you because you like to do the
exactly
jigging.
What I was picturing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be very effective.
So, like I said, I'm going to add that to my teachings, and it's just a little something extra that I've been using for quite a while. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to bring this in and share that with a lot of other people to help them catch more fish. 'Cause that's what we're all about here. We're all about doing the extra little things to give you that extra edge to help you catch more fish. And like I said, I'm pretty sure to work on the saltwater side. Well, here I got 2 saltwater people on with you, Riscala, and they're very interested in giving it a shot. So I would be interested in hearing from you guys and of course, you, Angelia, to see, you putting that blade just actually on your line to give it that spin up and down.
I'd love it.
See if you notice a difference.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think
I'd love to try it.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah, I can see where that would flash. It would cause a flash, and that would, in my opinion, would definitely get the attention of a predator.
More flash, more fish, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Well, like I said, I can vouch for the crappie. It's definitely huge difference maker. Along with my scented trailers and my scented ammo, I mean, my son and I went yesterday, and we had some people that recognized us at the launch, and they came over and talked to us, and they were dumbfounded. They just said, "I can't believe it. If I don't have the trailer on, my bite it's basically I'm not getting bites anymore." And as soon as I put that scented trailer on there, it's like, wow, the fish are here again. They were just dumbfounded. They couldn't believe how much of a difference it makes. Of course, I know because I've used them, 2 to 3 years before we started the company 5 years ago. So I've been using them for quite a while and keeping them top secret. But now that they're out and people use them, they're just absolutely amazed. And it gives you an uplifting feeling when your customers come back to you and just they're having great success and they're having bountiful fishing trips, because that's what it's all about. We want people to enjoy themselves a little more, catch more fish, because let's face it, we're fishermen and fishing is fun. But catching's a little more
is even
fun.
better. Absolutely.
This is true. Well, Captain Clyde, we're out of time, but before we go, I want to give you an opportunity. A website. Do you have a website?
Yes, our website is the word the T-H-E crappie C-R-A-P-P-I-E psychic P-S-Y-C-H-I-C one long word lowercase .com, the crappiepsychic.com. And we have all our things on the website, and we're going to start introducing some little special giveaways and stuff with some little contests on there pretty soon. So we're learning, we're young, and we appreciate any business from Florida, that's for sure, because we're only in like one store in the whole state. And I know there's a little fishing in Florida.
I'll make sure that Rick Sutherland gets in touch with you.
Yeah,
that would be great. That would be great. I would love to spend some time with him and send him some of our products.
I'll pass that info on.
Clyde.
All right, Captain Clyde, thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Wish you a wonderful day. And looking forward to having you back on, and we'll hear some feedback about the product as well.
That sounds great. Riscalo, as always, I'd love to see you down here in Louisiana and take you out on a great crappie fishing.
I want some of that gumbo you guys make. I love it. Oh. All right, my friend.
That goes for you guys too, Angelia. And I'm sorry, but I
Robert.
Bring the
Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
We'd love to join you sometime.
If ever you guys are down
absolutely.
in Louisiana, I'm telling you, my crappie fishing trip is not only a fishing trip, it's a swamp tour. It's 2 in 1. You get 2 for 1.
Hot dog.
So
we might just have to come up there as a group to see you.
That would be
We can
outstanding.
do that.
That would be outstanding. Just communicate with me, give me a heads up, make sure I don't have any charter customers scheduled and don't have any big shows scheduled, but I could definitely make that happen. And of course, my wife's a Cajun chef, so you guys would definitely enjoy some authentic Cajun food while you're here.
That's a bonus.
My mouth is watering. My goodness. All right, my friend. God bless. Have a wonderful day.
You too, Riscalo. Always a pleasure.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Grace has some pretty stellar arms, like Serena Williams good, but her face is pretty disgusting.
Someone please tell him to go back into his closet and leave us alone.
Brittany's face is so stupid and I hate her so much. It's like a scientist created her in a lab to annoy humanity and didn't even do that good of a job.
Megan reminds me of a troll doll that came to life intent on killing us with her stupidity.
Why is Grace's head so big? It definitely has nothing to do with how smart she is and probably everything to do with how bloated she is.
He's so funny. Just kidding. Who would find this disfigured flamingo funny?
Never post a selfie of yourself. You look so ugly.
The only reason you have so many views is because we think you're a freak and we can't look away.
Megan is the main reason that the world sucks so much.
I would rather get cancer than listen to another Trevor Moran song.
You are a mistake. You should have never been born.
Drown yourself in a shallow puddle, please.
Wow, I hope she's sterile.
These really stopped being funny a long time ago.
You're so much more than the things that people say about you.
Those people have no right to say cruel things to you to make themselves feel better.
It's okay that you sound different than everyone else.
That's what makes you so special.
We will not tolerate it.
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 Every day, people make me feel like I stand out simply because of the way that I look.
Every day, people make me feel small.
Every day, I face the cruel words of bullying.
And every day, people tell me that I'm brave for enduring this humiliation.
But we're not the brave ones.
It's the ones that say no to the bullying.
The witnesses.
And if we all join together, there's nothing that we can't do. We will no longer be the silent majority.
When we see bullying online,
We will let the world know that we're going to take action with the eye.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
Our actions will overpower cruel words.
I am a witness.
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 There is power in words.
But it's nothing compared to the power of the actions that we put behind our words.
Visit eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I'm gonna stand by you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. And I don't know what has happened to my voice this morning, but it just will not cooperate with me. I guess from being up so late last night, doing the show last night. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for being there and allowing us to share with you. I hope that most of you that do join get some of the enjoyment that I get. I'm always learning. For me, it's a learning process, and it's a quite an enjoyable time. With me this morning, I have Robert Warner. Robert is with the Florida Fisherman magazine. He's stepping in for Pam. Pam is out fishing this morning. She's usually my co-host. And along with Robert, I have Angelia. Angelia is known as the Florida Salted Cowgirl. She's down, I think she's down in the Keys. We'll have to ask her in just a second. Anyway, welcome back, Robert.
Good morning again.
And Angelia, are you down in the Keys?
Actually, I'm in Bradenton Beach at the moment, but I've been down on the Keys this week, and I've been doing my fishing as usual. And I'm getting ready for a little bit of change for the summer.
Yes, yes.
But I'll talk about the fishing in the Keys first. The weeds are still kind of tearing up everybody's trolling, and it gets quite frustrating when you reel in weeds the entire time, and your troll is not very productive. So we've been doing a lot of reef fishing and a lot of jigging out at the humps. And of course, we've got about another 10 days of grouper season, and they are coming in big and they're coming in hot. So everybody's reef fishing pretty hard. And if you've watched any of my posts, the jigging out at the humps has been phenomenal. So I have no complaints there at all. But
yeah, the
I got
mutton
real
snapper
tired
have been awesome too.
Oh yeah, the muttons are coming in big. Get the blacks while they're getting's good, because we've got, like I said, about another week for grouper. The yellowtail coming in thick. The reef bite's just been on fire for a few months. So anybody who can't, get their troll on real good because all those weeds, just head up onto the reef and have a nice relaxing day of reef fishing, because it is on fire right now.
Wow.
So.
And now, when you're doing
treats from the reef.
When you're doing the reef fishing, are you using dead bait, live bait, lures?
I use a little bit of everything with Skye because I try to maximize my chances of catching something.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually put a couple chum bags out. I'll put one at the top and then one down a little bit lower. And that'll bring in your yellowtail and all your small snapper and your bait fish, all of that. And then I'll usually bottom fish for for the grouper.
Mm-hmm.
And the muttons and things like that. And then I'll even throw out a couple little top lines just for fun. Maybe a kingfish will hit it, maybe a barracuda will hit it. You just never know. And that can get really fun. So I kind of maximizing my options while I'm on the reef. And there's usually a few of us on the boat.
When you're jigging, are you using ballyhoo, or are you using lures? When you're jigging?
No, when I jig offshore, I'm using like an artificial butterfly lure. And depending on the current out there, you're in about 300 to 350 foot of water to get to the bottom. And you've got to have a pretty heavy jig. I use like a 12-ounce jig when I'm out there. Get it to the bottom pretty quick.
Wow.
But the amberjack have just been coming in really big. And I just kind of sport fish for those. They're fun. I catch and release. But they are just so much fun to catch. Then you throw in a couple blackfin that you jig up, and there you go for dinner, So
wow.
you get some food fishing, and you get some fun fishing while you're out there. And I never complain. Jigging's one of my favorite things to do out there.
Now, when you're jigging,
keeps you busy, that's for sure.
This may sound.
Yeah, it keeps you busy, gets you tired.
Yeah, it does.
When you're jigging, this may sound silly, but I see a picture in my mind. I just want to see how accurate it is. Are you drifting when you're jigging?
Yes, you are. In fact, it's a really nice drift across the hump there. It's usually the same direction. If everything's cooperating with you, you can get a really nice jig all the way across the hump. It's very hard to keep your line straight up and down in the water, so somebody at the helm keeping the boat straight for you is usually helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you drift across the hump, and by the time you get that line to the water, you may have drifted about 100 feet, which is perfect. We usually do a run across it, see how our fish show is looking, go back across it, and then let one person jig at a time with somebody else at the helm trying to keep the boat a little bit straight for you, keep your line a little bit straight for you. When your line's not going down straight, it could get really hard.
Mm.
So,
wow.
Yeah, you're jigging in 300 foot, you got 500 foot of line out, your line's going, not straight down.
Yeah, horizontal jigging is not fun. So
No, it's not fun at all. You talk about tiring yourself out, that'll really get you. Plus, the fish bites it on the downfall. So you whip that jig up really, really fast, and then you actually let it naturally fall down, and the fish strike it on the downfall because it kind of flutters down. And it's just a little process. I have some videos that have shown me jigging, and you kind of get a little feel of what that lure is doing at the bottom. So, but I'd be really interested to try some of the captain's scented baits with that. That would be very neat.
He says he's got stuff for saltwater. I've never tried it in saltwater.
Yeah, I like those little spinners he was talking about.
Yeah, that thought was a great idea.
Too.
Yeah, that was a great attractor there.
And while we have a few minutes left, I'd like to tell everybody. Last year I got my 100-ton master's captain's license, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to really do with that, but it's quite an accomplishment for me. And coming into the new year, I really wanted to get on some bigger boats, and I really wanted to do some traveling and do some different fishing. So this week, I am heading to Alaska, and I would be there for 4 months, and I get to fish. So next week, I did get to start halibut fishing, and after that, I'll go straight to, ling cod and rockfish and king salmon, and I couldn't be more excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah. All new fish, all new scenery, whole new place, new boats. So, I've got a really exciting summer planned.
That is.
Angelia, do you know Aaron Sutcliffe?
I do not. But the name sounds really familiar for some reason.
He's a captain out of Marathon. He's a captain out of Marathon. You can find him on Facebook. He used to spend every summer fishing in Alaska. You might want to get in touch with him before you go, because he is a fountain of knowledge on fishing in Alaska. So,
well, then he'll be my first contact today. I'll take all the pointers I can get. Luckily, I will be with some experienced Alaskans up there fishing, and I have the joy and privilege of captaining an 80-foot yacht where we will tow a 32-foot fishing boat. And we'll anchor the yacht and then take the fishing boat off and do our fishing and go back to the yacht and hook her back up and keep on going. So we'll be covering a lot of ground in Alaska this summer, and I feel very privileged and very honored to be able to have this experience. So
that is
for
awesome.
Me,
that really
I know.
is.
For me, I've been going out to the same places with the same people, catching the same fish. And don't get me wrong, my heart is in the Keys, and I absolutely love what I do. But I'm really looking forward to a new opportunity. And like I said, all new fish and new types of fishing and new scenery. Everybody should know by now how much I love our manatees. I'm very much looking forward to the whales up there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I've never been there, and I've never seen anything like I'm getting ready to do this week. And I'm very, very, very excited. I head out Tuesday morning, so by the end of this coming week, I'll be putting up pictures of halibut fishing, and that's really exciting for me. Really exciting.
Well, keep a journal. We want the story when you get back.
There you go.
I'll keep a journal. I'm having my webpage redone. I'll be launching my YouTube channel very, very soon. But yes, I'll be keeping a journal and doing a lot of blogging. I'll be trying to share the entire experience with everybody. Lots of pictures, lots of video. The whole experience is just kind of dreamy for me. Like I said, I feel very, very privileged.
It really is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm finally putting that darn license to good use. That 100-ton license, you don't get a lot of opportunity to use it down the Keys. So I wanted to get some yacht or sailboat experience, and I'm going to be able to get plenty this winter. This summer. I say winter because I'm packing right now, and I'm packing my heaviest winter clothes that I never wear. I'm kind of allergic to the cold, so that's the only thing that scares me. But, the fish and the whole experience overcomes any fear of the cold. So I'm ready.
Well, God bless you.
Well, I have a friend that went on an RV trip there, and one thing I can tell you is get some aluminum foil for your windows. He said the only thing that made him crazy was the 1 hour of darkness.
Yeah.
He said you can't sleep. There's people barbecuing at 4 a.m, so he had to aluminum foil the windows of his RV so he could sleep. So.
Well, Robert, I'm extremely blessed. I'll be living the entire summer on the 80-foot yacht, even when we're in harbor. And my crew quarters are twice the square footage of my apartment in Key Largo.
Wow.
And I'm in the bottom of the boat. So
Wow.
I figure I can just crawl up into the crew quarters and get some good sleep during that daylight hours,
Wow.
But yes, I'm very blessed. I keep joking with everyone. I say I've been living on the water all these years, but really I'm living about 20 foot off the water. The summer I'm living on the water. So very exciting.
I'm very, very happy for you.
That is awesome, Angela.
Yeah, very happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank both you guys.
I be looking forward to when you come back, because now I'll need someone down in the Keys to cover for you while you're gone, to tell us about what's happening down in the Keys.
Maybe I have to refer you to somebody.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have you have me on while I'm up there. I'd love to share the experience
Sure.
with everybody a little bit. So I'll let you know when I'm in grid.
Yeah. When you're
Not
able
sure
to.
what to expect with that.
Yeah, when you're able to, that'd be great.
I'd love to. That would be wonderful.
Well, God bless you. I
will
wish
try
you.
to find your website and stuff and follow you and get your stuff into the magazine. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Please do. Because I'll be posting
I'll
a
be in
lot
touch.
of pictures and a lot of video. Please do, Robert. Yes, I'd love that.
All right, my dear. We are all out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Angelia, thank you. God bless you. Safe travels, and looking forward to hearing from you and updates. Robert, thank you for taking the time to share with me this morning. Couldn't have done it without you, my friend.
You guys all have a great day out there. It's a beautiful day. Get outside.
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. It's been a wonderful time. We'll be back in a week. This has been the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Thank you.